About ready to get this thing started here soon. Please share this video to anybody that you think might like football talk, because that's what we're doing right now.
Your best friend Harry has a brother Larry. In 5 days from now, he's going to marry. So you can make it there if you can, because in the ceremony, you'll be the best man. You say, Nito, check your libido. Go to the church in your new tuxedo. Where's the intro?
It's not there yet, man. Chill out.
I'm anxious, dude.
I'm
sorry. I've been on the edge ever since the Bears signed to kill Harry. I haven't been able to sleep or anything.
Don't hurt me now,
dude. I've chewed my fingernails all the way down now.
Here comes N'Keal Harry.
Oh man, I'm terrified.
Did anybody even know that he played for the Bears last year? He did go to another team. Listen to that. Kenny G on the saxophone.
Is that Kenny G?
No, I think it's Steve Salter. Oh, you look like that? That gets a double, right?
Yeah. What's going on, Russ? Do we have an intro?
We're good.
Are we live? Oh shit, we're live right now, aren't we?
You sure are. But you,
holy crap!
Watch this good fade out coming in here as we go into the. Here it comes. What's up, Chad? What's up, Eric? What's up, Tom? There it is. That's that one little, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Here comes that part right there. You know you don't like doing these intros right there because I want to welcome everybody, but I'm not going to do that because this is Main Event Mike's show, and he is an Emmy-nominated Main Event Mike, so give it up for the man, the myth, the legend, the king of Sting, Main Event Mike.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Russell Wayne, the maestro. It is the NFC North open mic night. It's trash talk night. It's been pent up all week, and I know it's the off season, but if you're a Vikings or Bear fan, it's just so easy to rip on you. We have to have a whole night dedicated to it. We are Detroit Lions fans, but we will have all four fan bases here tonight to talk a little smack, do a little football analysis, and just talk overall NFC North, all things NFC North. Russell Wayne, how are you today?
I am doing fantastic, man. We had a great show this morning. Wanted to thank everybody for coming on and being part of that and doing our NFC North talk in the mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Right. So I guess it's time for the roast post since you got that up. Let's move right on. But I wanted to tell everyone to be able to go over to our YouTube channel. It's at Main Event 365, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also join our groups. It's Detroit Lions Villain Squad. Also, we have a couple of groups. Excuse me. That's the page, the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. Please follow the page. We have a couple of groups too. You'll see a lot of stuff that we do here on this program is associated with the groups that we're in. So join the groups so you can join the conversation. It is NFC North, The Huddle, and Detroit Lions Main Event. Join the groups, and from those groups we get a lot of great comments for some great characters that we have in the groups, and every week we assemble them and we call them the roast post. I think roast post needs its own intro music, Russ. We need to come up with some roast post music. What do you think? By the power of Raw.
Well, by the power of Raw, we will have that done by next week. I think so. All
right, so what do we got for our first roast post of the week?
Well, right here. There you go.
This one's going to come from NFC North, The Huddle. It's Adam Sotomayor, who's a Packer fan, who says, this is how you win a fantasy league. Don't at me for advice. And he has plugged in every starter from the 2023 Green Bay Packers. So I promise you, Adam, if you want to play fantasy football with me someday, let's just make sure it's for a lot of money, if that's how you're going to assemble your team. What do we got next? This one comes from Eric Lisa Fisher. How many Packer fans does it take to change a light bulb? He says 4, 1 to change the bulb and 3 to talk about how great the old one was. Actually, I think they push the old bulb out the door, Eric, and then they just go on forever about the new one. So that's a good one right there, roasting Packer fans. What else we got? Oh, this one is from a Packer fan, Brandon Woj, who is an absolute savage and a legend in the groups. And I'm just not going to read it out loud because it's a little offensive.
I can say something right there.
Let everybody soak it in.
Apparently, with that $5 budget, if they wanted to be knowledgeable, they're going to have to take out a loan. If they wanted to handle losing well, they're going to have to take out a loan. And if they want to temper their expectations, they would have to take out a loan. But
it's like we always said, it takes 2 Bear fans to equal 1. So to be knowledgeable, you would need 2 at $5 each.
I got to give.
Great. What else we got?
I got to give that one.
That's a savage post, though.
That is a savage post, but I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the best one. We'll have to see.
No, I like this one. This one actually comes from our friends over at the C&G podcast, who do some great Chicago Bears content. And they were raving and beating their chests about Yannick Ngakoue being signed by the Bears, which obviously the biggest news in the NFC North this week is the Bears signing in Ngakoue. And we will talk about that coming up on the show. But I put in there, you can see Main Event Mike here. I put in the post, why does Yannick play quarterback? And he come back with me over there at the CNG podcast. He comes back, Main Event Mike, your players are still suspended for gambling. And I shot back, yeah, well, I heard J-Mo bet the over on Fields' interceptions this year. And all he said was, that's a good one. Sometimes when you get a zinger put on you, it's best just not to fire back. Just take your lumps and live to fight another day. Like Mike Bingham from NFC North The Huddle, who says, it's going to be – I love this one. It's going to be a rough season for Green Bay when their fans are bragging about attendance for a practice in a city where there's nothing to do. And our good Packer friend, Adarian West, put some emojis there, all in good fun. So obviously talking about the practice family night that they have every year for the Packers. Sold out their stadium, and they're beating their chest about that. How the NFC North drinks. This one comes to us from Justin Madison. I'm not sure what fan he is, but he's got the old Bears crew from Saturday Night Live. He's got some Viking dude there and some crazy Packers being drunk at Lambeau. And then there's a Lions fan drinking some blue Kool-Aid. And you can see my comment down there. Yeah, it tastes like the future, baby. Yeah. What else we got? Is that it? That's it. That's what wraps up our segment called Roast Posts, brought to you by the Tom Novans Corporation.
Yeah, and we love Tom Novans, but unfortunately, we have to be unbiased as well. So there is one more that we're going to have to take a look at here. I spotted this one that was in there that said, Paul Merkel says, hey, Main Event, my Bear fans should not be allowed to comment on QB play. That's what you said right there. And Mike Resing comes back, that would be true. So please refrain from speaking on Super Bowls.
I didn't even, and like we just said a minute ago, I didn't even fire back on that one, Russ. I just took my lumps, lived to fight another day. Mike Rice's at least had the guts to be on this show. So kudos to him, and that was a good one. And I think that one, actually, I'm going to change my vote. I guess that we're going to give that one the roast post of the week to Mike Rising from the Bears Mafia.
We love.
So what are we going to talk about today, Russ? Are we going to talk about the Vikings really getting more dangerous with N'Keal Harry today?
I don't know. Should we talk about how dangerous the Vikings are? What we really need to do is we got to invite the people in now, because this is open mic. So I think it's time for us to go open mic and
let them in, Russ. Let the floodgates open. Let them in. We're going to let these other fan bases come in. And if you want to join the conversation, throw something in the comments. We will read it on the air, maybe even get you on the show.
Let me see what we got in here so far. We got Teddy Bridgewater. Who got Teddy Bridgewater?
The Lions signed Teddy Bridgewater. That is our first order of news. Tom Coiro, thank you for jumping our list here. That's fine, because really that is the biggest news. We're Lions fans, so we try to be as non-homerish as we can. But yeah, the reports are that Teddy Bridgewater is signing with the Lions. Russ, isn't this huge?
I think it's a good thing. When you're talking about having veteran leadership, I don't think anybody was buying the fact that Nate Sudfeld would be the guy that they drove out there and trotted out there for excitement in case Goff were to go down. So I think it's a smart move to get veteran leadership in here.
Absolutely. Teddy Bridgewater, of course, with a history with Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn from his time in New Orleans. He was actually 5-0 as a starter in New Orleans. So I believe that as Drew Brees went down with an injury, Teddy Bridgewater led them to 5 victories, and they made the playoffs. And I think that Dan Campbell has a lot of belief in Teddy Bridgewater. It is curious to me, though, that they waited so long. I mean, it was months ago that the reports came out that we floated an offer to Teddy. Maybe he was just shopping around and couldn't beat the offer. But I love this signing. I've had this take before that I think the best thing about having him there is to teach Hendon Hooker and pass on wisdom and help the young guy grow. And then if Jared Goff goes down, we've got a guy that can get us through a rough patch. No one believed that Nate Sudfeld is that guy. I think this is now wait a minute. Now I'm going to go out on a limb here, Russ. This actually might be the last piece that the Lions needed, because this was the one area we could always point to. No depth at backup quarterback. Now you bring in Teddy Bridgewater. He's one of the best backups in the league. Our backup quarterback is now a strength.
So we have some people. So we're handling a little bit different. So we are going to have some people waiting backstage, but I do want to make sure that I can bring them up. So we want to welcome Chad to the show.
Say hello to my little friend.
What's going on, Chad? How are you doing tonight?
Woo! Yeah, baby. I knew we were going to sign Bridgewater. We now have the best backup quarterback in the league, and I knew we were gonna, and I knew he was interested. But like Mike was saying, he wanted to see what was going on, if he could get a starting job, and if anything happens to Goff, I am comfortable. Is he quite? I don't think he's as good of a quarterback as Goff, but he's fairly close. And
He's backup.
yeah, so we get to bring this guy in if anything happens.
So that's
I haven't heard any details of the contract yet, Chad. I'm glad to hear that you like the signing. Definitely. Do you think that this could be a difference maker for the Lions season wise? I think this could be the last piece the Lions need to really be considered a contender.
I don't think the Lions are going to spend any more money or get anybody unless it's like one of those crazy trades where we got Mims. They might do something like that again. I don't see them doing anything big.
But nothing big.
I guarantee Bridgewater's probably getting $10 million for a year or something like that.
Wow, that's interesting. Anybody out there knows any details about the contract? This news actually broke 10 minutes before we went on today. Big Dan Davis was the first one I heard to report it in one of the back chats. And as soon as I got done reading it, my notification went off from ESPN. They were reporting it. So kudos to you, Big Dan Davis. You were minutes ahead of ESPN reporting this story.
I'm going to give you one of these when I got somebody in the back room right here. We got, gosh, I keep on forgetting it was, dang it. He was my main man, Evan.
Yep.
Packers fan in the house. Yes.
Welcome back to the program, Evan. Green Bay Packers family night was a success. Is this a story?
I mean, it is a nice story. There were some people, I think, that really showed in that game, especially Sean Clifford, who I'm pretty sure is now quarterback 2 over everybody else. We, of course, released our one backup quarterback as we signed the USFL quarterback, and Rashawn Gary's back for practice today.
How many snaps did Jordan Love take on family night?
I'm not sure on exact snaps because I was barely here for family night as I just got back from vacation. But I do know he got a lot of snaps. There were some issues, but overall, he did great.
Right. I did see some highlights of him throwing a few nice passes. So all of the fan base is excited out there in Green Bay about watching this kid. Are you really excited, like a new dawn? Do you feel like it's the dawn of a new era for the Green Bay Packers?
I think it is. I really do think it is. We've never seen the Packers be this young before. Like their entire offense are almost all rookies. Their tight end room, 2 rookies, wide receivers. We had signed around 10 plus unsigned or drafted wide receivers this year, especially with our second year Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson. The only thing I'm noticing that's a little worrisome is that there are still drops happening with all of our players, like stuff that shouldn't be dropped that's getting dropped.
Right. Well, that's part of training camp, right? That's practice. Can you spit out some of those other names of the receivers? Any off the top of your head, Evan?
Yeah, Grant Dubose, Jaden Reed.
Okay.
hold on. There was one that we just signed.
I love Jaden Reed from Michigan State. That was a great draft pick. I really expect him to be an effective slot receiver for Green Bay.
Yeah,
well, that's
no,
good. Did your rookie tight ends get on the field?
Yes, they did. And one player that really shined out was Luke Musgrave from Iowa.
Yeah, we talked about
right.
that.
Actually, Luke Musgrave didn't go to Oregon State.
Yeah, he went to Oregon. Yeah, my bad.
He went to Oregon
I was thinking
State.
Yeah, he went to Oregon State. I was thinking of our edge rusher from Iowa. Yeah.
You are excused, Evan. You did just get back from vacation. Yeah. So we're talking about N'Keal Harry signing with the Minnesota Vikings. And he's a former Chicago Bear, former New England Patriot. He was drafted as a first-round draft pick in 2019. His career stats are 64 catches, 714 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's in 4 years. He did catch his first touchdown pass from Tom Brady, so he'll always have that. But now he goes over to Minnesota, and he'll be, fighting for the 4th or 5th wide receiver position. Once I heard they signed N'Keal Harry, I have been chewing my fingernails down. I'm not able to sleep. I'm just terrified. Russ, what do you think? And N'Keal Harry in Minnesota scaring you?
I forgot that he was even in the league, and I don't even think that any Bear fans really knew that he even played for the team last year. This is a non-thing. I mean, if this guy can get if he can make the roster, kudos to N'Keal Harry. But this is non-news. I challenge a Viking fan to come on here and try to build this up in some way.
In all fairness, though, it's as big a deal as Denzel Mims, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know. N'Keal Harry, I mean, maybe the same. I mean,
both high draft picks that were washing out, had some injury history. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. The Lions actually had their choice. They could have had N'Keal Harry or Denzel Mims, and they chose Denzel Mims because the Bears let him go. Now, that's another interesting thing. We've been seeing the Bears sign all these former Packer players. And now the Packers turn around and sign a guy off the Bears roster. So these two teams really got it out for each other.
You think it's
we'll see if they're fighting for the basement at the end of the year. Chad, what do you think? N'Keal Harry in Minnesota, does that bother you, scare you?
Minnesota.
Chad's like, who?
Bottom of the division. No, man. Bottom of the division. The only team that is even capable of taking the division over us is the Green Bay Packers.
I think I agree with that. I like the Packers' chances better than any other two teams. I like that.
Yeah.
What do we got in the comments, Russell?
But N'Keal Harry?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
So please tell us if anyone has heard about Hutch. Please let all of us fans know, pins and needles. I don't. What was going on?
Oh
about
no!
Hutch?
Don't say it, Sonia. Are you breaking news on our show, Sonia? Did something happen to Aiden Hutchinson? Are you kidding me? I don't know anything about it, Sonia. Please tell me if anyone has heard about Hutch. Is there something I don't know? Russ right now is Googling it right now as we speak. Anything on that? I didn't hear anything about that. But training camp injuries happen. N'Keal Harry was a training camp his rookie year. He had a training camp injury on it, derailed his career. Maybe he can resurrect it there in Minnesota. They got a lot of offensive weapons, especially at the wide receiver position. So it's going to be tough for him.
I'm not seeing anything on here. I hear defensive line, Aiden Hutchinson dominant in scrimmage practice. His Madden.
Evan, have you heard anything about Aiden Hutchinson?
I have not. I just looked. Nothing on Aiden Hutchinson.
Then he owns your team?
Yeah.
I get alerts.
Maybe last year. Maybe I'll give it for a year.
That's how I knew about Bridgewater.
Oh, here comes Jeremy Ballrick. Hold on.
Oh boy.
Great.
He's got so welcome.
Come on, Jeremy.
Yep, here he comes.
From the South Florida Tribune, please welcome our good friend Jeremy Ballrick. Okay, Jeremy.
Yes.
You got any news for us?
Yeah, absolutely. I just broke the news on a reel myself. Teddy Bridgewater, welcome to Detroit. Brad Holmes has another card up his sleeve. Never say he's done. Never, ever, ever say he's done. He'll make another move when you least expect it.
Well, you like this signing?
I like it because it's anyone but Suckfelt for me.
Do you have any details on the money?
Well, other than that, you're already on record as saying that, Jeremy. Give me a better reason than that why we like Teddy Bridgewater in Detroit.
Teddy Bridgewater is also a athletic quarterback, which may help with Hendon Hooker's development.
Oh, that's yeah.
Right.
It's my quarterback.
Love that take. That was a good one.
He has something to offer Hendon Hooker in the terms of growth and veteran advice, whereas Nate Sudfeld does not.
Nor does Aiden Martinez.
And then if your quarterback, if Jared Goff goes down and you need a quarterback to come in and win you a couple games, I like Teddy Bridgewater better than Nate Sudfeld to come in and get us a couple of wins.
I mean,
I like Teddy
So,
Bridgewater
Sonia, we're not
better
sure
than
what you're
Justin
talking
Fields.
about Hutch. If somebody does know something, let us know because Sonia's on pins and needles, and we don't want that. Jeremy Ballreich, we were also talking about how I can't sleep at night now knowing that the Minnesota Vikings have N'Keal Harry. Is this a story?
Yeah, it's a story because now they got the guy they're celebrating a guy that's third place in a 3-man race.
They're celebrating third place in a 3-man race. Well, we know that with Jordan Addison, KJ Osborne, and of course Justin Jefferson, he's definitely not going to start. Do you think N'Keal Harry can make this team?
Maybe as the water boy.
Is there a lag, or can anybody not hear me?
I hear you.
I think there's a lag.
all hear
I'm just
you.
going to keep.
No, there's no lag. You're doing just fine.
In the comments, we've got Chance Lax who says, "Are you happy about the signing of Teddy Bridgewater? Who's going to get released from the quarterback room?" It's unequivocally Blake Martinez, I believe. What do you think about that, Jeremy?
I'm getting some sort of feedback here.
Yeah, now all of a sudden it's clicking. You're clicking. Sounds like you're playing.
So, hey, Jeremy, can you?
Just a second.
Yeah. I'm trying to fix that.
Okay. It wasn't.
I
So
can
it's
hear
not
you
me.
guys.
Okay.
I can hear all you guys now.
Yeah. Now I muted myself for a minute because I wanted to see if it was me doing it or not. Now it's back.
Yeah, that's on you, Mike. That's on your end right there. So
Just leave and come back, Mike.
yeah, let me try getting him out and then bringing him back in.
All
right.
I think.
I muted myself because I thought it was me, and I was like, "That can't be me." And I muted. It's like, "Oh nope, it's not me."
And there it is again.
No, there it is again. I don't know what's going on with that. It sounds like you're in a helicopter, Mike.
It does.
You know what it reminds me of? The old days when the radio guys would pretend they were in a helicopter going, "Hello, and today we're going to give the traffic report."
Les Nessman here in the WKRP helicopter.
Yeah.
You like that?
Hey,
And
so can I?
Jeremy, that
N'Keal
just
Harry.
took you back, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. N'Keal Harry, I don't know if he makes this roster. I think their water boy can beat him.
Wow, we need a Minnesota Viking fan to come in here and give you what for that. Well, I'd love to hear from a Bears fan also. What did they think about having this guy on their team last year? And why did they let him go? Because certainly I would think that the Minnesota Vikings are just as deep at wide receiver as the Chicago Bears. So why the Bears would let him go if he's worth having? That's something I'd like to know. Teddy Bridgewater, this is a big story, though. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Mike, this is really bad.
Um,
I gotta mute that, Mike. I'm sorry, but go ahead, Jeremy.
What did he ask me? Because I missed the question. I couldn't
Are
hear
you
it over the
excited? I mean,
helicopter.
I didn't hear the question. All I heard was the helicopter myself. So I'm trying to keep the viewers that we have.
I think this spells doom for Aiden Martinez on this team because even though he's an athletic quarterback, he is fumble and interception prone. In his college career, he had 51 touchdowns and 59 turnovers. So see ya. I didn't want you to be here anyways.
Hey, Chad, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Want to see me here? I thought I'd help the bubbles by like muting myself and stuff. It didn't work. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can get.
I don't hear
All
the
right,
helicopter.
we got Mike back in, and that's what. I don't hear a helicopter anymore.
No helicopter.
No helicopter. Thank God.
Les Nessman went back home.
This is Les Nessman. Okay.
All
Can
right.
you hear me
So
now?
I want to apologize.
Hey, Dub.
My boy Dub, man, one of my favorite, my second favorite Packer fan in the whole world.
So, fellas.
All right, Mike, say some stuff, please.
Can you hear me now? We'd
Yes,
like
sir.
to welcome
I
Packer
can
fan
hear you
A-Dub
now.
to the show. How are you doing tonight, A-Dub?
Day's been going well. Can't complain too much.
Any reports? What struck you most about these family night practices that Green Bay had? What's the best report you heard? What do you got for us?
At the most, I'm just intrigued about the kind of connections Love has had with certain receivers out there, most notably Romeo Doubs. Seems to me like that's the strongest connection he'll be having this season, considering what Doubs has been shown and what he's able to do.
That makes a lot of sense to me too, A-Dub. When you consider that when Alan Lazard was there, Romeo Doubs played a lot with the second team, right, in practice. So Jordan Love and him have had they've had more reps than him and Christian Watson have so far in Jordan Love's career. So that makes sense to me that him and Romeo Doubs would have a stronger connection. We heard from our good friend Evan here that Sean Clifford showed out at practice too. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I've been hearing about it, and every part of me thinks that eventually he'll be definitely competing for QB2 for us just as much as the other QB we picked up before. So that's just what it comes down to for me.
All right. Are you familiar with N'Keal Harry?
Yeah, I've heard that name many times before, and for me, I'm not sure how much of a good signing it is for the Vikings at all. Like, he hasn't been that much of a productive guy to where you could fear him so much.
Right. Yeah, it's not really making me lose any sleep. How about Teddy Bridgewater signed as a backup quarterback to the Detroit Lions? What do you think of that signing?
Gotta give the Lions some credit for that one. That's definitely a very trustworthy backup to have on your team.
Yeah, for sure.
As a journeyman, Bridgewater has definitely done well to back up numerous QBs. And for him to be over there, he is one of those few veterans that I think any rookie QB would learn a lot from. So that's one benefit to him.
Right. So that'll be good for Hendon Hooker. Plus, I think he's a guy that if Jared Goff were to go down for a few games like he did a couple years ago, I think we'd feel good with Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater could get you at least, the way we like to look at it is if you lose if you have 4 games with your backup quarterback, you'd like to have a backup quarterback can go 2-2. And I feel like Teddy Bridgewater is that guy. Jeremy, I didn't get to hear your answer, so I'm sorry if anybody has to hear you repeat it, but I legitimately want to know. Teddy Bridgewater, is this a big signing for the Lions? Is it big?
It's big because if Goff gets hurt, we got somebody to back him up. That's the reason why it's big, because does anybody really want to see Nate Sudfeld, who can complete 68% of his passes, but throw 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in the 2 games he's played?
Right. I love this signing. Well, it is the offseason. Gentlemen, it is the 7th of August. We are 1 month away, 30 days away from the start of the NFL season when the Lions play the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. And the NFC North is just getting underway. It's the NFC North Open mics every Monday night, just like now. We've got our panel of experts here tonight. So put your comments in the comments. If you have a question, give it up for Chad. I'm not sure what Chad is doing right now, but it is very interesting looking.
What are you talking about? Isn't our first preseason game Friday night? This Friday?
Yeah, it should be
Friday. The regular season is 30 days away from today, Chad.
I don't right now. Hey, I take it one day at a time, buddy.
Oh, so you're one of those that give a crap.
I'm looking forward to Friday. I want to see what the rookies do. Yeah.
In the preseason, it used to be the starter.
This is a good comment.
Series, right? First quarter of the first game, he takes the first series, and then he's out. I wonder if we'll see Jared Goff at all. Jeremy Ballreich, you think we'll see Jared Goff at all?
Why do we need to? We have 3 quarterbacks on the roster. This who goes to the practice squad and see who goes bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask Evan and Adel the same question. Do you think Jordan Love starts? Evan, we'll start with you. Do you think Jordan Love starts preseason game 1?
Yeah, no, he will. It's kind of been already established that it'll go Jordan Love, and the second spot was up for fighting. One fun fact is that when Aaron Rodgers was announced as the full season starter, his first preseason game was the Bengals, and so's Jordan Love.
I did hear that. That's a great call out.
Yeah.
And speaking of Karen Rodgers, I think tonight is the first episode of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
We should be able to see him over there. So, AW, that same question. Do you think Jordan Love starts the first series, and should he?
As a means of the offense, just making sure to be in proper rhythm and make sure that their connections are good. Yeah, Jordan Love will start. Personally,
What if he tanks? What if he throws an INT? Do you put him back out there for a second series?
Honestly, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
I mean,
Chad, we'll ask you. Chad, are you stealing a car? What are you doing? Chad, do you think Jordan? Do you think Jared Goff? Do you think Jared Goff will start the preseason game?
No way in hell.
Okay. All right. It used to be that way. They don't do it that way anymore. I think at some point, there are only 3 preseason games where there used to be 4. I think at some point, Jared Goff takes at least one series with the ones preseason. Yeah. Dan Campbell will choose. I remember 2 years ago, they weren't going to let him go out there, and he said, "Oh, baloney," or that was last year. He said, "Oh, baloney, I'm going out there." And he went out and did the first series of the first game. So, yeah, we need to get some Bears and Vikings fans in here. So if we have to, we'll go ahead and run them through the mud.
Run.
I would.
And where the hell, John Dorn? What the hell? I know I don't see the messages. I know he's sitting down there somewhere. You know, John Dorn's here.
There's 2 Packer fans in here. We don't need any more Packer fans in here. Next thing you know, Bill's gonna pop in.
Jared Gray says Jared Goff, the starter, Teddy Bridgewater, the veteran backup, and Hendon Hooker, the student of Goff and Bridgewater. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me, too. And the original question was, what quarterback will be cast off then? Do you think it'll be Blake Martinez?
Aiden Martinez, yes. I hope it's Aiden Martinez. He's a turnover machine. He should have his own bakery. He gives out so many turnovers in college.
Who is Blake Martinez? I don't know who that is.
Blake Martinez was a linebacker that retired last year.
Ah, all right. Okay. Thank you.
But, I would wish they would do it the reverse with the starters, because we don't have that 4th game as your regular season get me ready drive. So play your starters in game 3 the week, then have them rest that week and then start. Do that one drive or a quarter, whatever you want to do, but do it at game 3 of the preseason, because you're already going to know who you're going to want to cut. Let the starters take a roll, and then let the other ones that don't have a shot maybe earn a spot.
All right, Big Dan Davis says N'Keal Harry won't make the Vikings. As Jeremy Ballerike said, the water boy has a better chance than him. But Big Dan, I'm really glad that you are watching, because you always seem to have some sort of inside source. You get all the stories before I do by 30 seconds, and I don't know how you do it. We did have a viewer. I'm speaking directly to you, Big Dan. It must be that metal plate in your head. You get the reception faster or something. But we have one of our viewers asked, something happened to Hutchinson. Big Dan, with your ear to the ground, have you heard anything about Hutchinson in training camp today? You're not on the panel, so I'll just have to wait. If Jared Goff plays, it'll be 1 series tops. It'll be the backups most of the preseason. That's what we all figured. We're asking, will he start game 1, series 1? Do you trot Jared Goff out there?
Yeah.
Oh, John
Game
says
1.
Bridgewater will be the starter by week 7. There's a nice troll post.
Yeah. If he gets hurt.
Yeah, so that's a good question.
Yeah.
All right.
John, are you saying because Goff will be hurt, or because Bridgewater will be a better quarterback and they're going to bench Goff?
He's not a better quarterback. Come on, give me a break, man.
No way that happens.
Bridgewater's a top 8, maybe 17 to 20. Jared Goff is a top 10 all day.
Last year,
Big Dan says he's heard nothing about Hutch, nor has he seen anything. So that's
I heard that he had a disagreement, a rumor.
Our source, Big Dan, says nothing on the Hutch front right now.
I just looked too. I looked through my sources.
I heard he had a disagreement on the field or something. it was a rumor, and I saw it. Maybe I should look it up, but it's the only thing I saw. Probably no big deal.
There's nothing. There
Yeah.
is absolutely nothing out there on it. I just looked up.
Maybe Tanya is John Dorn's shadow count, and he just put that up there to get all us Lion fans in a tizzy.
I could believe that.
It worked.
John Dorn types in when he's in on if he's in the show visibly, he'll also type in as Facebook user and act like a Lions fan and like type all this crazy Lions nonsense like, oh, we're so good, we're the best at all this and all that.
Chad knows that because he has a hidden camera in John Dorn's house.
No, I know that because I know John Dorn. I go to the Frozen Tundra. I'm even if I'm not live with you guys, I watch the show afterward. Everyone.
Oh, well, we appreciate that so much, Chad. Thank you. John also says, rumor is Hutch is scared of the Packers. He might retire.
Oh.
You like that? Come on, John.
Come on.
I
John
popped
Dorn.
on right here because I want to throw the link into all of the comments of all of the places that we are streaming live, such as NFC North Open Mic, Detroit Lions News, Detroit Lions Villain Squad, and Mike the Bear fan, Bill the Packer fan. You guys can hop on here and get some of the serving that Mike keeps on putting out to everyone. So much that Viking fans are scared to come on.
Can you take something that bad off the screen because I'm losing brain cells seeing it over and over again.
He might retire.
Come on, Dorn, get in here. You got sent an invite. I'm ready to tear you up.
Trying to get the damn promo in here, and I got, man, I feel like someone's gonna take a shit right on the. All right, we got somebody. Here comes John Dorn.
What's up, guys?
We should have special like Darth Vader music when John comes on.
So you think Bridgewater start by week 7?
No, he's here to work with Toothpick, John. Come on, man. You know,
welcome to the show, John.
We got this Toothpick that you got guys that can cover him, but you can't press cover him. You know,
played 3 games.
You sit there and claim.
Dad wants a piece of you so bad tonight, John.
Bridgewater has no shot of being the starter by week 7 because he threw half as many picks as Goff last year in 3 games.
Get him, John.
Tyler's a good backup, though. Bridgewater.
He is a great backup. That's what I like. I like him as a backup. Yeah, it's a great pickup because if he gets hurt, we were screwed if Suckfeld had to take the deal.
Yeah.
So, John, what's the best report you've heard coming out of training camp or coming out of the family night practice game the other night?
Well, the best thing is actually Rashawn Gary's back at fucking practice now.
Rashawn Gary coming back. That is big. That's huge for Green Bay.
The ball, and main thing right now I'm watching is our center, who's going to, Myers, he's kind of up and down. I'm watching our right guard, who's going to go there, and our receivers, who's going to be our 6th or 7th receiver.
Do you think Jaden's Reed will start in the slot?
Reed, they'll switch out between Reed, Torrey, and Wicks too. I mean, they even had Watson and so Watson will be in the middle too. They're gonna mix it around. They'll mix it up.
I heard the Vikings would trade you N'Keal Harry for a 7th round pick.
We don't need another water boy.
Exactly.
Frankly, I don't give a damn.
That's why he went from the Bears to the Vikings. That's just a sign of how little money they have left to spend after giving Danielle Hunter that money.
Yeah, stop playing with him. Trade him and then pay half of the salary.
Yeah, we just picked up a running back too today. Some of the Ravens running back.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Evan, do you have anything to report on that?
I didn't hear that actually.
A-Dub, you hear anything about the Packers getting a running back in?
Yeah, that's who it is.
Yeah,
who is it?
Nate McCary is his name.
Oh, okay. No one I've ever heard of.
He's a former Raven.
Okay.
I don't know why you would pick him up. I like our
Run the
backup.
ball out there in Baltimore.
I like Goodson and Tyler. I don't know why they would bring another guy in.
Yeah.
David Nagel asked us a question. He said
Just more
it's his first time.
Just more competition for the running back 3 is all.
It's his first time attending a Lions practice tomorrow. How early should I show up? They are done by 11 a.m., so you might want to get there by like 7 a.m.
They are done and out of the heat by 11 a.m.
And they're sold out. It's packed.
Well, he evidently has a ticket, so he's
Well,
going.
it's packed though, so he has to deal with that.
So when is your first preseason game? Is that Sunday or Thursday or Friday?
Friday.
Friday.
Friday, we got joint practice with the Giants, right?
You do?
Yep.
This week?
But it won't be an actual preseason game.
Yeah, it's next.
There tomorrow.
Is it next Friday, and then a week from that it's
No.
Saturday, and yeah, because this week was Hall of Fame shit.
We play
the
this
week before.
Friday.
No.
Yeah.
Who?
Evan, who are the Packers?
There's preseason football.
Joint practices with.
Well, right now they're heading by the Patriots. Right now they're gonna have they're having with the team, whatever, with the Patriots, and they got scrimmage or a preseason game with the Patriots.
Sorry, Evan. Sorry, Evan.
Oh,
John
you're
doesn't have his
good.
hearing aid turned up. So who is it going to be? The Patriots was going to be the joint practice.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the Patriots. This Friday we will be going up against the Bengals at 6 p.m. So it'll be interesting to see how Jordan Love does, and we'll get a feel for how he's going to do with some of the players, because I'm pretty sure they might start a lot of their main guys, especially on offense, because they're all rookies. They all need that practice.
Yeah, one of the youngest teams in the league, and I think the Bengals have a tough defense, so that's going to be a good test for Jordan Love and the Packers. I mean, we might actually see them struggle in that preseason game. Would that give you reason for concern, Evan, if you saw them struggle against the Bengals on the first couple series?
I'd get very concerned if they struggled against the Patriots, but the Bengals, not so much. I do want to see some plays made. If they just completely flop over and die, then that's going to be a big concern. But if they manage to hold their ground and lose by a touchdown, it's only a preseason game. This is advanced practice for them.
Oh, absolutely. The wins and loss don't matter to the coaches.
Yeah.
And I know these guys are fighting for they're fighting for a roster spot. And then when the game is close, they definitely would rather win than lose. But in the grand scheme, it's not that big of a deal. Jeremy, can you speak to that about how important is preseason?
Well, let's see. The last time the Lions won all of their preseason games, they went 0-16. So preseason means about as much as anybody who has the sense to wipe their butt and then take the crap.
You're going to take more chances. I mean, they're going to.
There it is. I've come up with the answer to the question. The open-ended we were going to write. Saying that Packer fans own the team is like saying blank. I need you to fill it in for me. And it's like saying preseason games matter.
When they do the owners meeting, isn't it only the ones that own more than X amount of shares? It isn't the guys that own one share.
No, that's a good point. And that's my question for these Packer fans here. The next owners meeting is in October. Do you guys plan on attending?
Nope. I'll be in the tree stand.
It was
I won't be able
to. You can't go to the owners meeting, John. That paper does not allow you the chance to go to the owners meeting.
I think it's the CEO, the CFO, and then a few members of the board that's able to go to the owners meeting for the Packers.
Look, I rag on it all the time, but Jeremy, I want you to speak on this too. We rag on it all the time, but I do think it's pretty cool that the Green Bay Packers are owned by the community. I do think that is very, very cool, and that there's not some fat billionaire Ford family making all the money. That part is really cool.
Dan Snyder.
Yeah, I mean, that part is cool, and I'm never going to take that away, even though we make fun of it a lot. Just know that this show will be recorded and parked on YouTube if you ever want to use it against me. But those ugly-ass uniforms got to go. Anyway, moving on. What do we got, Russ? I had to log off of my computer and go onto my phone. Are y'all able to hear me and everything good now?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can hear you fine.
So it's
No
a give and
less
take.
no-
I can hear and everything's good on the phone, but I cannot see that little print, whatever that is, Russ, you got up. You're going to have to jump in, Russ, and help me with this one.
I mean, it's came from the NFC North, the huddle, and from Jake Dilling, and it really just has the chance to win an NFC North per ESPN. They give the Lions a 43% chance, the Vikings a 29% chance, the Bears a 16% chance, and the Packers a 12% chance.
Interesting.
So, I mean, we got everybody on here. I mean, everybody can just kind of comment. I mean, that's either way off or, obviously this is the home of the bad takes. So you might want to send that around.
Yeah, A-Dub, what do you think of those stats?
Not surprising at all, especially when it comes to how young and inexperienced Green Bay may be in certain areas. Like we still have much to prove, especially when it comes to changing the QB position. Like of course people are not going to take Green Bay seriously. Like this team, whatever they do, is like Green Bay's likely going to be a dark horse going into this season. Like it's just so much mystery behind what we can do.
No, I agree. And if they can pull out at least a 500 record by midway point in the season, and Jordan Love could start putting it together, they absolutely could make some noise in this division. That's why here at the main event, we picked the Packers to finish second in this division. And I think that graphic is downright disrespectful of the Packers, if you ask me. What do you think, Evan? Is that really disrespectful?
It's basically the pundits, the ones that do the prognosticating. They're the ones that did that. Vegas is the one that puts the odds out like that, and the other people just repeat it. It's not an original take. It's been being said ever since the offseason started. And it's no disrespect personally towards Green Bay, but it is disrespectful because they're a team that tends to do better than that.
Right. Historically, for sure. Like I said, I like that, though. If they can meander to a 500 mark by midway through the season, I would be looking out for them. They do have some easy things on their schedule, right? They open with the Bears in week 1. We just found out that Alvin Kamara will be suspended for 3 games, which means those lucky-ass Packers get to miss Alvin Kamara when they got to play the Saints. And also, if you look at the front end of Green Bay's schedule, it seems to be front-end loaded with powder puffs. So the easiest portions of the Green Bay Packers schedules in the first half of the season, that is going to bode well for the youngsters on this team and their young quarterback to get some reps in before the bullets start flying and you're playing for your playoff life.
And Saints fans want Jamal Williams traded because he said he doesn't like beignets. They're just sugar-coated donuts with no holes.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
God, I love Jamal. I mean, all of us here on this panel love Jamal, right?
Him and his Pokemon. Him and his Pokemon.
And Naruto.
Yeah, this guy is absolute gold. Read that one off to me, Russ.
Well, I mean, John Dorn broke this earlier. The Green Bay defense is going to be good. They activated Rashawn Gary from the PUP list. So he's going to be in there. He suffered an ACL last year in week 9 of 2022, and he's been getting it together, and he got activated.
Oh, I thought the pup stood for Packers utterly pitiful.
I still say they're going to take it easy at them. They're going to ease them back.
Yeah, I think when they come back off of the pup lift after a major injury, they're probably going to do with him like they do with every other player that comes off the pup list. They're going to ease him in, let him get into activities, but not so much get on the field in full contact yet. He'll be in the 7-on-7 drills. He'll be in the ones where they're not doing the full tackling duties. As soon as the full tackling duties come on, he'll be over there on the treadmill pushing a sled or something like that.
Yeah, he should, especially with the 2022 that he had. He definitely needs to play his cards right, get on the field for the regular season, start wreaking havoc. He's a big part of that defense. And they finished middle of the pack last year, I think 21st in the league in overall defense last year. And that was primarily without Rashawn Gary. So definitely going to be a big addition for the Green Bay defense. He needs to play it safe and stay on the field. If this guy stays on the field, he can be a game wrecker. And he did go to the winningest university in college football history. So
yeah, I will say there is an interesting. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Evan.
Okay, there is an interesting stat that in Week 9, Rashawn Gary got injured, and by Week 9, Packers were 9th in pressures in the entire NFL. When he got out, they were 27th.
Right, which also hurts their overall PFF grade.
Yep.
So could cause them to with 8 number 1 draft picks on that defense, they should be better than that. So I think that is probably a good KPI, key performance indicator of why they weren't. A-Dub, you got a take on this? How huge is it for Rashawn Gary to come back?
In terms of bettering ourselves in terms of pressure and pass rush, it is huge. But like everyone said, Rashawn Gary, he's just going to ease himself in a bit. If he comes back week 1, I'm sure Green Bay plans on him playing a certain amount of snaps. Like it's going to be around 30% or perhaps like he's just going to be rotated in even if he does start. Like that's just how I play Rashawn Gary.
Right on. That's a great take, A-Dub. Thank you. Russ, I think my screen froze. Can anyone hear me?
Yep.
I can.
You're fine, man.
Okay, my screen froze. I can't. All I can see is A-Dub.
Oh.
So, and he's not even smiling.
He never smiles.
It looks like a mugshot or something. He looks mad. A-Dub, you're not mad, are you?
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
I'm good.
A-Dub say you don't want to see me when I am angry.
Wait,
I think he was saying same old
you
Lions.
looked
or something
happier
like
at
that.
work earlier
Same old Lions,
when he popped on the screen.
Dawn, will you fucking stop with the same old line?
Hey, do something. Prove it.
Oh, please put him up so I can see him, Russ.
Will you please stop with it? I mean, come on.
Big Dan Dave.
Yeah,
Big Dan Davis.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Big Dan Davis says that the Patriots hosted free agent defensive end Trey Flowers for a workout. He's working to reunite with Belichick.
It's my quarterback.
That's Belichick. Come on now.
Ain't Trey Flowers the one who always gets hands in the face all the time, calls?
Yeah, the bogus one.
That's absolutely right, John.
Deflate gate in the cold weather.
That was the first contract Brad Holmes shed and got rid of.
Hallelujah.
That was step building block number 1. Well, I think we've about reached the end here, guys. I thank everybody on this panel for being on. All the people in the comments, be sure to like and share our content. That's the engine that gets us rolling, is liking and sharing our content. We bring you live football content 365 days a year at the Main Event. Don't forget, August 17th is the return of the Main Event podcast show, broadcasting live into Facebook. For the panel and the maestro Russell Wayne, I'm Main Event. What is my name again? Main Event Mike. Saying, God bless each and every one of you. Peace out.
Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.
Blow pack,
One
blow.
pride.
Same old Lions.
Same old Lions.
Go.